Greetings, I am Liz.
And I am Scandal.
And let's play a game together.
Yes.
Alright, so if you're coming in from the last episode, we have discovered that the buttons we need to use to turn on and off our recorder remove you from the poetry screen. So, and the poetry is not actually saved in the dialogue history, which we thought was interesting.
Yes.
So you can't go back and revisit the poetry.
It's just...
Yeah,
Done.
It's just what you've said. Anyway, I think that's kind of interesting. I also think that it's kind of cool to occasionally bring in, like, game mechanics and the examination of the function of games. Even though these games don't have a huge amount of mechanics, they definitely have a way that they're built.
Yes.
So that's a thing to know. If you're ever, like, recording this yourself, or if you're basically going, I want to save it on that screen, there actually is no save option in the poem. Mm-hmm. So you're going to need to screen cap your poem if you want to save it, because it doesn't also keep it in the records.
Aha.
And I don't know how many poems there are based on basically what you do, or if those poems are influenced by who you're romancing or what have you.
Right.
They may have a bank of different poems that can possibly show up throughout the game,
Mm-hmm.
which I would be interested to see, but just so you guys know that. And in the meantime...
Yeah. I felt like I kept writing about negative things, so I want to write something with a nice message for once. Besides, the beach is awesome. Kind of hard to write anything negative about the beach. Well, Yuri's take on it was a little more solemn.
She has done the hard thing.
Well, that's... Jeez, she better not have said anything bad about mine. After all, she was the one who wanted us to write about the same topic.
Oh, she said that was you.
Ugh! You can really see her doing that, too. Making us write about a simple topic, then trying to impress me by coming up with something all fancy? Well, it's not like I care. I just did it anyway. I mean... I guess mine ended up being kind of metaphorical too, but there's nothing wrong with doing that once in a while. At the very least, it was good practice.
She said it was your idea, my dear.
Actually.
And you're saying it was her idea. And we're not responding in any way. Splat's just like, that
Drama.
is your bag.
Drama.
Wow.
Feed me. Feed.
I'm gonna watch.
This is
I'll
great.
watch this.
I love your pain.
Yeah.
Hi. Haha. Who should I read my poem to? Show it to. Well, I guess I could read it to Sayori. Sayori probably won't be able to read.
Yes. Amazing. I'm just like, we had no response though. She's like, I will say all these things. And also, again, you're directly contradicting another character. And their canon character, their idea for the MC you're playing is that they have no opinion on this, or that they don't even notice because they're not paying attention.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, again, we're confirmed that the MC is kind of an asshole based on my interpretation and my good friends here.
Yeah.
All right. It's nice, I guess.
Come on, I can already tell you don't like it, so fucking stop lying.
Well, you don't need to worry about what I think, even if I hated it. After all, you wrote this for someone else, didn't you?
No, I fucking just picked words so I would stop encouraging you.
I think you need to understand that even only one of us is programmed with, like, clear, direct meta-awareness and some light fourth wall breaking, that every one of us knows each other so completely intimately, despite never having read each other's poetry until this particular experiment, that we know what you're doing and we know exactly who you're gunning for.
I don't want a gun for anyone. Oh my god.
Probably Yuri. Because we all really just know.
I didn't write this for anyone specifically.
Maybe. That's not really what I meant, though. But it's okay. I didn't mean you wrote it for them specifically. I just meant you had them in mind. So, like, you were thinking of her, you know. You're making new friends. Just like I was hoping. That makes me really happy. And you're happy too, right?
No, Sayori, I fucking hate this
I mean, we literally watched you talk to her and call each other friends, so we know, Splat, it's okay. In this club.
Well, of course I am.
Good. That's all that matters to me. It doesn't matter if I get left out in the cold, or if you want to walk home with someone else, or if all your attention seems to be focused elsewhere. I just want you to be making friends. Thank you, Splat.
Sayori, is there something wrong?
Huh? No, nothing. I'm just a little tired today.
She looks deeply
Just
stressed.
Tell me if you need anything.
I will.
Sneeze.
Achoo! Dang it. Sorry, everyone.
Ow.
I sneezed away from the mic, so none of you will catch anything. Oh.
Now wash your hands.
No, now everyone wash their hands. Excuse me, I'm gonna wash my hands. All right.
Don't worry about me, okay? Because saying I'm fine and then telling you don't worry about me is totally supportive of my first statement.
And then also this one.
Play? Is there any playing that happens in this club?
What?
You can go play with everyone else now, like your mom might say to you.
If you insist.
Yay! I'm gonna go home a little bit early today without you.
Sayori?
Now, tell Monica I wasn't feeling well, okay? And I'm not giving you any chance to come with me or to stop me at all. I'm just leaving now. Bye, I'll see you tomorrow.
Before I can say anything else, Sayori cheerfully walks out of the classroom, humming to herself.
It's dark.
We didn't even see her poem.
We didn't. She walked out without showing us a poem at all. She was so offended by our shift in focus, or deeply hurt by
Deeply
it.
hurt.
And the fact that she had to stand there and listen because of the structure of this to us declaring friendship with Yuri and Yuri's intense, profound reaction to our poem that
Right?
everyone has a deep understanding it was about and for her because we started learning the game and the game is going, you've started figuring out what to do. We're going to call you out on it, which is what I think is happening. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, you three. We're all done sharing poems, right?
No. Oh,
Why don't we start figuring out,
Hold on a second. Is it just me, or did you say something strange just now?
Something did sound a bit unusual. That's right. You deviated from your usual catchphrase when addressing the club.
Catastrophe.
guys, a catastrophe phrase?
You're
Catchphrase.
like, dyslexia.
Catchphrase? I don't have a catchphrase.
Jeez. Why is the mood so weird today? Look, even Yuri isn't immune to it.
Stagnating air is common foreshadowing that something terrible is about to happen. So get ready to put, warnings on your videos.
And your books, maybe. Look, the only difference is that Sayori isn't here.
It seems you're right. Sayori always helps lighten the mood, a little bit, doesn't she? For everyone, when we're all stressed. It's almost like everyone's balance is thrown off a little when she's not around. If you don't handle us as a foursome, we're just out of tune.
Yeah, where the heck did she run off to anyway? I thought she just went to pee.
Natsuki, please show some decency. We don't talk about peeing.
Oh, come on. She actually wasn't feeling too well and went home early.
Because she never gets enough sleep?
She doesn't. She really doesn't.
Is that so? I hope she's all right.
I just want Splat to jump in and be like, she is completely disorganized. No, she's not all right.
Of course she's not all right. Oh my god. Seriously? Of all the times to not go home with her, you pick the time she's not feeling well? So much for you two being all lovey-dovey. No! First of all, stop misunderstanding my friendship with Sayori. And second, she's kind of been avoiding me today, so I didn't want to force it.
Ooh.
That curious expression coming from Yuri of all people?
What's who mean?
It's the
Oh, that's it. Oh. Like, I was like, I don't know what that is.
That's the anime. Yeah.
Calm down. Guys, just calm down. I talked to her earlier, and everything is fine, even though this is the episode where she was sitting quietly in the back of the classroom, and Splat went to check in on her, and then asked that I don't check in on her, and then I went and checked in on her anyways, and she has been acting super weird all day, but,
Yeah, it's fine. What did she say?
Anyway, we need to figure out the rest of the festival preparations, so, let's decide what everyone will be doing this weekend to help for that.
I already know what I'm doing.
That's right. Natsuki will be making cupcakes. A lot of cupcakes. A huge amount of cupcakes. So many cupcakes that everyone can vomit like Splat does. But we might need a lot of them, and different flavors. And, it's going to be pretty expensive to buy all those ingredients yourself. Fortunately, we actually can reimburse you with club funding, providing it's considered a reasonable expense. And since we're feeding everyone in the school, I think it will be. Can you handle that all by yourself, Natsuki?
Challenge accepted!
I'm going to bake 42 flavors and 686 cupcakes, and I will make 9 of them gourmet, and I will make these ones hypoallergenic, and these ones will be, vegan, and we have to have those. And then we'll have, as for myself, I'm going to be printing and assembling all the poetry pamphlets, which have our selected poetries in them that you've all already turned in, so that they know what's happening and who's reading what and what the words are. It'll be a program. Sayori will be helping me design them. And as for Yuri, Yuri can, guys, can you help me come up with something for Yuri? She whispers off screen.
Please, excuse me.
I'm useless. No, that's not it at all. You're the most talented person here, even though everyone said I'm the most talented person here at the beginning of the game. Now, Natsuki's pouting too. See, normally Sayori would fix all of this.
Jeez, even I can tell now. I guess I never gave Sayori enough credit, but I can tell things are even harder on you when she's not around.
That's why you pick a vice president, just so you know. That may be the case, but if I can't be a leader on my own, then I won't grow as a person. And I've never given, Yuri a chance to pick something for herself, I guess. So, Yuri, you have beautiful handwriting, So you should make some banners and decorations to help set the atmosphere, which is completely different than posters.
Right? Completely.
Atmosphere? About that, I love atmosphere.
Yuri's expression suddenly changes as she stares at her desk in focus and starts nodding to herself. Your mind is already racing. I see.
This will be the darkest, most intense, most interpretive poetry reading they've ever seen. I don't know what our space looks like or where we'll be or if we have a stage or a corner or anything.
I'll do it.
But I am going to transform it into the darkest poetry cafe you have ever seen, full of meaning and metaphor and somber suggestion and intensity and subtle undertones of complexity.
There.
That's great. You'll be a wonderful help, Yuri. But, anyway, that just, leaves you, Splat, who is now more useless than even the one we were asking about.
The one who is truly useless, Faith.
Yeah. Exactly.
Leave me alone, I'll go to sleep.
No, you're not really.
Goodbye.
Don't say that. In fact, both Natsuki and Yuri have some pretty heavy tasks to handle. It would probably go a long way to give one of them a hand and then thereby officially divide your attentions. You could always help me out as well, but I'm not dateable, so you might not want to. I would be really appreciative of that.
What? Is Monica suggesting I spend the weekend with one of my club members? How on earth are they going to respond to a suggestion like that?
I suppose I wouldn't mind.
Oh my god, I'm going to help Monica. Fuck you all. Well, even if you don't know how to bake, there's always some dirty work I could give you.
Scrubbing pots and pans.
It's not like Monica's gonna give me a choice, and you shouldn't be sitting on your butt anyway. Natsuki tries to mumble a bunch of excuses like that.
Now they're gonna compete for you.
Yes.
If I recall, Natsuki, you mentioned that you would like to handle the baking on your own. Splat may not like to be around if you only make him be a nuisance. If you make them out to be a nuisance.
Thank you.
My apologies. Forgive me. So therefore, they may be more suited to assisting with the decorations since you're so independent.
Hold on! I never said that! How hard could it be to make a few decorations anyway? Sounds more like you're just making excuses for Splat to...
What are you saying? It will be extremely meticulous work.
And baking isn't?
Baking is a science!
Just what do you think?
Guys, let's settle down for a moment. I know both of you really want Splat's attention, and I did directly set it up as a competition where they would have to choose between both of you, and I'm sure you both want a jockey for that attention, but in the end, I think it's up to Splat to decide how they'd like to contribute.
Honestly, I am kind of entertained because my brain went, oh god, this is the first time they've ever introduced Monica as an option.
To do anything with other than share your poem.
That means they're expecting you to go for Monica. They are setting you up to go for Monica because
And she'll turn you down.
Or something else is going to happen. But I'm like, that's unusual because we usually can't do anything with Monica, basically other than sort of, here's to look at the poem, then she tries to tell you basically more meta about the game or whatever else is going on.
I feel like the game is baiting you to pick Monica because you've by now realized that Monica's not available anywhere. She's not in the little poetries that you've composed 3 times now, and that you don't get to do any other actions with her. And she won't, and no one will ever point you to her, only to the person for the poem.
Right. That's actually really interesting. I'm like, that was weird though, because I was like, hang on.
It is weird.
Yeah.
And I think that's really, and that was the first thing I thought too, was I went, Monica's going to be an option. We can hang out with Monica? And I assumed that Splat would choose that, not only because I found it super intriguing, even though my first impulse was going, oh, well, of course we would choose Natsuki to make an even balance between we've paid attention to all 3 of them.
I actually thought about that too, but I'm like, okay, but if
and
I'm doing
confuse the game real bad. But then if it's Splat would be like, you help the presidents of your club.
Also, like, fuck everything. I don't like really any of you, and Monica is just the person in charge, so
Right, exactly. So if Monica's saying help someone and the option is help me, then the president is the one directing the club.
Yeah.
Yep. I feel like Splat would choose Monica.
I wasn't kidding.
Also, Monica's the least blushy, awkward around you, kind of thing. Like, she does do that, I'm insecure and I'm not as good of a leader as I might seem, but not like a, you did something for me.
I wonder though if that's also like kind of a value judgment thing that they're kind of like, especially when you first play it, like they're trying to sort of show you that you're making of going that you think these people are invalid because they're kind of annoying or whatever else, and it's going like, these are just the more obvious examples. It doesn't mean anything, but I don't know what's really going on, so this will be interesting anyway.
There's also a lot of setup to be able to judge all of these girls, and they're pointing that out, which is interestingly enough of going, we're weird, we're uncomfortable, we're socially awkward, and then they do things where they snap at each other and judge each other and, you know, break their basically personas of more acceptable kind of thing.
Right.
And then you go, well, yeah, that's annoying, or yeah, that's that. And some people could take it as, oh, I'm finally seeing who they are. That's more intimate.
Right.
And a lot of times you could take it as, yeah, you do have flaws.
Yeah.
And the pro tag is definitely taking it as, yep, y'all have flaws.
Y'all have flaws, and I don't care.
To decide how they'd like to contribute.
Thanks.
Besides, they haven't really gotten the chance to spend any time with me yet, you know? She's gonna jockey for you like everyone else. So I'm sure they're interested in,
You literally just said!
I'm surprised as well. They're gonna take the whole choice away from you because they're gonna fight over you, aren't they?
Maybe.
Sorry. I was just saying, though, I think I know them the least of anyone.
Jeez! Can we just settle this already?
Yeah. Splat, you're okay with this, right?
I mean, I have to be.
Right.
Like,
in the end, it's up to you.
Of course!
Very well. In that case...
Everyone looks straight at me.
On the other hand, it would be good
Oh my
also...
god, I could pick Sayori!
You can. That's amazing, and I love it. I was just saying, on the other hand, if we did want to go completely, like, balancing things out to essentially confuse the game's directive engine, going with Monica would also be appropriate, because we have gotten a little bit paid into Natsuki because her little character has hopped occasionally, and since Monica hasn't existed...
Yeah, but I'm mostly talking
going
about...
for character.
Character.
I was gonna say, if you're
this
going
would be fascinating to play just on your own. Like, this seems interesting in that way. I'm like, okay, now you have more of my attention. And also, so I will say, thank you for some of the points out going like, that we're taking a while, and it has been a thing that I have struggled with personally of going like, I feel like while I enjoy talking about it, I'm also kind of curious as to what's going on. But the longer that we've also dragged it out, I've also personally been getting kind of bored at myself. So
sometimes you run into topics that you want to talk about and feel are important to earmark, and then you get it run away with yourself.
Yes.
And then you go, shit, I wanted to keep moving in the game anyways.
Yeah.
I would say, so both of us have had this experience between trying to balance moving the game forward and covering the various topics that spring up. But for me, I've had a hard time not earmarking and analyzing everything simply because this is pitched as a subversive, questioning horror that doesn't look like horror. And so again, it's got my brain going, looking for all the things.
Right.
And so there is a level of over-analyzing simply because of the way it's been set up.
Or, again, you could have a level of, so I will actually throw this in, like, because I was going, Splat honestly would be getting fucking annoyed with all three of them arguing.
Oh,
like, doesn't want to
yeah.
be there going, like, if I go say Sayori, that's an excuse to walk out of the room.
Yeah, I was going to say that would be one of going, bye, actually.
So that was actually why I was also surprised, because I thought about it for 2 seconds and I went, no, Sayori, like, honestly, I'm like, would just leave. I'm like, you guys pulling this is annoying.
It is. And I think Splat would get annoyed. And the sort of posturing and the fact that even, again, Monica jumps in on it, I could totally see that. And it would be very interesting to be like, well, you guys are all being bitches, so I'll just go check on Sayori. I don't have to commit to doing anything specific with her because while she's supposed to be building the posters, which then won't get to be put up because then it will be over the weekend that she's building them for the day of it to advertise it, I guess, because timelines of a poster are in a vortex.
And I will say really quickly, I don't think either of us really think any of these characters are bitches. It's just the fact that, again, like in terms of the character really doesn't like anybody, it seems.
No.
And also, again, the level of like, we're being mean, we're being, a sort of, patronizing. There's a lot of manipulation going on here. They're not necessarily the nicest character. And that's fine, and it's been fun, but I'm also just like, because I feel kind of terrible for all of them. There's this weird level of like, you really have no other choice but to basically jockey for the main protag's attention, and you realize, honestly, where, like, for the player character, that's got to be sort of frustrating, but I cannot imagine if you are even aware of that, of going, this is the only thing I have in my life.
Right? The slight self-awareness of,
like, for example, like with Monica.
Or like the way I've talked through Yuri occasionally of going, if you don't play your femininity perfectly to basically be valuable to men, because that is your only value. And the way we've dug on Sayori about it as well, of going, the only value you have in existence is to be chosen by the assumed male player character.
Right.
And that is a really bleak place to get. And it'd be very interesting if basically the end of this game, the result and the horrifying thing is that nobody else has a reason to live once you've made your choice.
Yeah. Because honestly, there's also that thing of going, well, what's going to happen if you choose someone? They all have to go away.
Because there's no reason for the rest of them to exist once you're in a relationship, because girls only exist for men for the purpose of being a potential partner.
Which is fine and fascinating, and I love when stories do that, but I'm also kind of like, at this point, like, I guess, like, I appreciate it, especially if you're not used to it, but yeah, I'm like, this...
It's also so dark.
Oh, yeah.
On the other hand, like, that's a lot of the feminine model that I was raised with as a kid, was basically that if you're not wanted by a man, well, of course you have value, honey, but not really.
Yeah. All right, well, in the next one, we're going to decide. I'm probably going to do some more talking with my friend off screen about this, because now I'm kind of like,
whoa.
Oh, that's actually a good point. But we will see. So in the next one, we're going to make our decision, and thank you very much for joining us. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and also share our video. Please also feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi or Patreon. Got the link description down below. And I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies.
And it was great playing with you.
Bye!